How's it going, laser bruises up? I'm Sixkilla and welcome back to the Zodiac Trial. We're on the true ending path. I believe we are this close. So this is going to be the last episode of Zodiac Trial. I hope you savor it because it's done after this. Although we've still got Abyss of the Sacrifice, we've got Head as Code still going. We got a lot to get done, so you won't be wanting for other mystery visual novels, I can assure you, because we are spoiled for choice at the moment. Anyway. Let's get back into it. For now, Dragon's attacking Snake. We're going to intervene. It's probably going to go badly. And then we're going to not intervene. And that might go badly too. I guess we'll see. I should really stop the conflict of any kind at the head before it gets out of hand. But we're in a delicate balance, with lives in the balance. However slight the chance, I didn't want that to be undone by people acting like children. And so I followed Dragon and Snake into the classroom. There, they were already at their throats. I knew I didn't like you from the moment we woke up together. Now at least I know why that's the case. Dragon, please take a moment to consider how ridiculously you're acting right now. First of all, I'm not even familiar with these scorpions in the first place. Hey, whoa, break it up, you two. What the hell's going on right now? Stay out of it, Mouse. The business is between Snake and myself. No, I don't think it is. Just then the speakers in the room kicked on. I heard a sigh.
You just had to interfere, didn't you, Mouse? Whatever. This works well enough, I suppose.
What's that supposed to mean? Instead of answering, I heard movements around my neck. Movements? The only thing that should be moving on a part of my body was I felt the pain before I realized what was about to happen. It was excruciating. I never felt anything like it before, and never would again. Because this is the last thing I'd feel in my life. The absurd pain of the knife entering my neck, the blackness surrounding me as my senses fled. And the confusion as to what was even happening. Normally I'd be outraged by the unfairness of it all. For that to be the case, I'd have to be in a state where I could think straight enough to realize that it wasn't fair. Instead, all I felt was pain. Until I didn't. What happened? Ace of Hearts, almost there. We're nearly there. However, Mouse's presence in the fight between Snake and Dragon will muddy things up. There's a better way to deal with it. Wait, but how could we be killed there? Surely Brian's breaking his own rules there. Alright, don't. After thinking about it some more, it really wasn't my place to intervene in every single petty squabble that happened. Kind of is. They were both adults. Arguably. They could work things out themselves. Best to let things play out naturally. So, as the two walked down the hallway, I didn't pay them mind. However, as the minutes passed, I couldn't help but notice that they hadn't yet returned. Even as everyone else was gathered around the TV, even as the round end announcement was going off, they weren't here. The how? Before I could think about it too much, the screen finally cut on. Here's the moment of truth. That shouldn't have been tense. What shouldn't have been tense suddenly felt as such.
Round 9 has ended. Now let us see how the race has progressed.
Okay. It should be the same old, same old. Ox is finished. Mouse is finished. Sorry, rat. I'm used to saying rat. Tiger's finished. And that's dog. Dog is finished, or bunny? I don't even know. Horse. Why did those two not move? Sheep, monkey, rooster, dog. Okay, it was bunny. Pig.
They're gonna die. The finish line has been crossed. The winners are mouse, ox, tiger, bunny, horse, sheep, monkey, rooster, dog, and pig. Congratulations. Anyone who has not won has lost. Prepare for execution.
What? What the hell was this? I didn't even register the fact that the collar around my neck had just become unlocked. That couldn't possibly be right, could it? No way. It just wasn't possible. We'd won. We'd worked together. We'd beaten Brian's game. So why was it ending like this? Why do we still have two casualties? The others looked similarly confused. What on earth? Hey, is there a mistake here or something? This isn't good. We should check on those two to see what his... Monkey didn't finish his sentence. She didn't need to. We got the picture. Everybody went this way. I took initiative, leading the group to where I knew Dragon and Snake had gone. I hurriedly walked to the scene that I didn't want to see. Unfortunately, as I peered into an open classroom down the hallway, my fears were confirmed. No. The others crowded around to see the executed bodies of Dragon and Snake. I didn't need to do a thorough check to know what had happened. The blood on the floor around their necks, it painted the picture just fine. What? Why didn't they input their actions? Those guys. Damn it. Were they seriously so caught up in an argument they didn't notice the time limit for the round? This is why I said we should have input our actions at the start of the round. If that's what happened, that's a pretty dumb way to die. And believe me, I've seen a lot of dumb ways. Oh, for the love of... Shut up, dog. Actually, I don't think that's what happened. Look, dragons gripping onto Snake's tablet and vice versa. So what are you saying? Have they got their tablets mixed up? There's no way. Each tablet has its respective animal drawn on the back very clearly. Maybe they forgot what their animal looks like? A dragon's kind of a snake when you think about it. Rooster, I don't believe jokes are appropriate at this time. Right, and... Never mind. I don't think this is a simple mix-up. The two were arguing before, right? Maybe one deliberately operated the other's tablet to kill them. What? It's possible. If you wanted to kill someone, this would be the prime time to do so. But both of them are dead. How do you explain that? Perhaps whoever was killed lunged out and operated the other person's tablet as they were being executed. Is that possible? I'd think so. Especially if the first one down was someone vengeful like Dragon. All these words were blurring together. I'd stopped listening a while ago. Instead I was just seething. Hating. I was just angry. Very angry with Brian. Furious with him. Furious with his bullshit game. I remembered his smug voice when I told him that we'd won. Did he expect something like this would happen? Did he instigate it? Regardless of the truth of the matter, Brian had now crossed a line. To kidnap us was one matter. To kill two of us, something entirely else. But how to... I took off my collar. Hey, Mouse, where are you going? Mouse? Wait up. Come with me. I walked faster. Mouse? Not sure if this is the time for a dramatic exit. Let her do her thing. Probably needs to blow off some steam. Their voices were getting quieter. I was getting further from the classroom. Closer to the door at the front of the building. Soon enough, I got to the entrance. Or rather, the exit. I grabbed the doorknob and pulled. I expected that it would be locked. However, to my surprise, I was able to open the door quite easily. I suppose the collars on our necks were the real deterrent to leaving the building. As I walked outside, I could once again feel the sun on my skin. I could breathe fresh air. I was free. I could run straight back home. That's what I'd normally be thinking. However, none of those thoughts crossed my mind. Instead, I had a single goal in mind. Now, where did Brian say he was? I looked around and soon enough I saw the small building by the football field he was referring to. I strode toward it confidently. A punch? He thought he was only gonna get a punch from me? He thought his sins were worth a punch? No. I was gonna teach him how it felt to be choked out. I stormed to the building with such frustration. However, as I actually stood by the door, I hesitated for a moment. Was I being stupid? Could I really confront the Jade Emperor? The Jade Emperor is just some guy. No. This wasn't the Jade Emperor. It's just some sick kid. A kid in need of some punishment. Time slowed down. I gripped the door handle and began to open the door. I felt some weird resistance as I pulled it open. What was this feeling? My eyes darted downwards. Was that a wire in the door crack? We knew it was a trap already. The news surrounding the incident that took place at XXX High School is still incoming as we get more information surrounding the incident. Truly, this appears to be the story of the year. News to the purported death game has been sweeping the nation as millions are eager to know what exactly happened. Luckily, it appears the mastermind behind this event has already passed away. Still, it is a true tragedy. The bodies of a local community leader and a respected teacher at the high school were found inside the premises. A local community leader? Is that what you call a gang leader? Apparently executed by a crude mechanical device strapped to their necks. Additionally, a young law student was caught in a fatal explosion, killed by a device rigged inside the operating base of the mastermind. Police suspect that the mastermind intended to die alongside whoever came to capture him in a final act of terrorism. Indeed, the body of the mastermind was found incinerated inside the base. Perhaps most shockingly, this mastermind has been identified as one Brian Morris, a senior at the very high school the incident took place. The motive for such an act of terror? The boy was purportedly vengeful for his father, whom he considers wrongfully executed. Indeed, the victims of the mass kidnapping incident all had some connection to another mysterious case from years past. Many are skeptical that such an absurdly complex act of terror could be carried out by a single child. However, investigations into the matter highly support the idea that Brian acted alone. Records of him manufacturing the bizarre collars used in the incident, as well as getting his hands on a variety of dangerous weapons, have been found. This has re-sparked a long-held debate in the nation regarding restricting access to such things. Additionally, proof that Brian directly kidnapped at least 9 of the victims the night before the incident has been found, with heavy circumstantial evidence remaining for the final 3. Notebooks owned by Brian show the frightening process in which he concocted the idea for the death game, as well as various items he would hide, where he would hide them, and additional details. A thorough sweep of the high school reveals that most, if not all of the ideas Brian had written down here were in fact present. These notes show that Brian was apparently considering a handful of other candidates for a sadistic game. The alternate candidates included the judge responsible for handling the sentence of Aaron Morris, Chief of Police Bowen, and Anna Red, an associate of the late Amadeus Bowen. The system used to operate the entire endeavour has also been poured through. A frightening amount of forethought went into coding the system on which the death game ran. Analysis revealed that a majority of the game was handled automatically, with plenty of voice clips being pre-recorded. However, other aspects of the game were manually operated via a custom app the mastermind installed on a burner phone. With all this evidence combined with the testimonies of the surviving victims, the police are currently concluding that Brian Morris acted alone in this unprecedented act of terror. While the official investigation into this incident may be coming to a close, the public is still left with many questions. Ace of Spades. The perfect sequence of events. The only casualties are the necessary ones. A highly reliable path with minimal room for error. Should be easy to arrange, and sets the stage perfectly. The intended result. The deck of cards are dropped back onto the table. I've got it. Are you sure? I mean, I know you've been shuffling through the deck of cards for hours now, which, creepy I might add, but you weren't actually doing much. Oh, I was doing plenty. I've died, what, a couple of dozen times at this point? More? I wasn't keeping track, but that's beside the point. Okay then. So are we good now? Of course. I've mapped out the perfect sequence to take care of things just the way you want. Fantastic. I knew I could count on you. So what now? Things should already be in the process of being put into action at this point, correct? There's not much left. For now, I'll handle capturing the mouse, and you handle the rest. Think you can handle that? Of course I can. Don't condescend to me. I wouldn't dream of it. And like that, the room had one person in it. It's funny, mapping everyone's lives on a board like this, moving them like pieces, having them completely under my control. It's liberating. Now I'm the one that makes the decisions. I take no joy in reporting this to you, however... What's wrong with the brat? I don't know how else to put it. I believe your child is suffering from an inability to feel emotions, or at least a severe impairment to do so. Looking at things historically, this is often a symptom of the brain lacking... Hold on, I don't give a damn about the science of it all. Are you telling me my kid's a freak? Now hold on, I didn't say freak. Let's be careful with terminology. You're saying they can't feel emotions. That's sociopathic. That's the epitome of being a freak. The doctor was wrong. It's not that I couldn't feel emotions. It's just that I didn't need to feel them unless I wished to. I had control over them in a very literal sense. Really, this is an advantage, wasn't it? No, there were no drawbacks to it. I learned pretty quickly that my reactions weren't like the others. That I was viewed differently than the others. To remedy that, I got better at leaving them on all the time. For a time, that was perfect. I was able to blend in, more or less. It took me a while before I came to the painful realization of how careless I was being, leaving them on like that. Since then, I've learned. Why am I thinking about that person now of all times? This is unproductive. Well, maybe I could sympathize with them a bit more now. After all, it really does feel good to be in control of other people's lives. Ugh, Jesus Christ, my head aches. It's like I can hear a blaring noise, just ringing and ringing and ringing. Shut up, what's with all that noise? It's like it's real, wait. It is real. As I came to my senses, I realized I was no longer blindfolded, no longer bound and gagged. Whatever alarm that was waking me up stops. I guess it's finished doing its job. It was at this point I realized there was something covering my face. That feeling on my face? I tried to pull it off, and to my surprise, realized a mouse mask had been put over my head. Why on earth would that be there? And more importantly, what was it stuck to? Some more investigation revealed that my throat was surrounded by a metallic heavy necklace. The fuck? Immediately I tried to get it off, but unlike the mask, this thing was here to stay. That didn't seem good, but I couldn't dwell on that. I needed to assess the situation. So what did I know? It looked like I was in some sort of science classroom. Now then, why would that be the case? As I pondered that, I noticed another person, a man, getting to his feet. Whoa, what the fuck? Hey, what the hell's going on? Who are you? Easy, easy. I don't know what's happening. After calming down, I realized that the man and I were on the same page. We were kidnapped, put into some ludicrous situation. For now, we decided to go by the animal names of the masks we woke up in. Looking around, our situation seemed pretty grim. Locked in what appeared to be a school without any idea of why we were taken. And before long, a voice went over the speakers.
Good morning, Rat. Good morning, Ox. How was your sleep?
What's this? Some message from the kidnappers, I'd imagine.
I hope you got some rest. You'll need it for the upcoming race. Be prepared for the jury to face judgment. I suggest you listen to what I have to say very carefully. Failure to comply with what I tell you will result in immediate disqualification, and trust me, that outcome would leave no one satisfied. Now then, you should both promptly proceed to the starting line.
This is the whole game again, but I can't skip. So what's going on? And obviously Brian wasn't working alone. There was someone with a red name that was controlling Brian. So Brian's not even the actual master one. Someone else is controlling him. Who?
In this case, it would be the cafeteria on the first floor. Right outside this room should be a staircase, which will take you to the first floor, and from there it's a simple right turn to get there. Before you leave, make sure each of you grabs a tablet with your respective animal printed on them. Take good care of these, they'll be critically important. That is all for now. Once again, do come quickly. The Jade Emperor eagerly awaits your arrival.
And with that, the speakers cut off, leaving us standing there, processing what we just heard. After a back and forth, we decided to comply with the voice's orders, TM, making our way down to the cafeteria. There we met with a whole bunch of interesting characters, an Olympian, a friendly-looking guy, a gang leader, a creepy artist, an incredibly jacked dude, a meek-looking girl, an apparent movie star, my therapist, to my great surprise, a journalist, and a scruffy-looking man who was eyeing me with plenty of suspicion. We all agreed to my suggestion of adopting our animal masks as monikers. The wait for some sort of explanation as to what was going on was certainly unpleasant. However, eventually, the television turned on, showing a hooded person I could only assume to be the Jade Emperor. They demanded that we put on our animal masks while they spoke. After we complied, they began to explain the situation we'd found ourselves in.
You all, if you have not yet realized.
Hey Brian, I got something to ask you. Brian?
What are you talking about?
Brian, buddy, where is he?
Where's who?
You told me I'd be seeing my old pal Ollie here, but I'm not seeing him right now. What's up with that? Unceremoniously, the television cut off. It appears Dog's comments had caught the Jade Emperor off guard. The hell was that about? You chatted with this asshole? Nah, not really. I was just trying to get a reaction out of the guy. And I think I did my job pretty well, if you ask me. But why'd you call him Brian? It appears our compatriot Dog has caught on to what I noticed. You noticed it too? Snake went on to explain who our mysterious captor was. The son of Aaron Bowen. Things suddenly clicked into place for me. I realized how I fit into all this. That's what this was? Fuck this. Mouse, are you okay? Seriously, is this supposed to be revenge for your dad's execution? Okay, be in denial about your dad's guilt, but why take it out on me? You gonna ruin your life to take revenge on someone who wasn't even involved? Or what? Are you angry that my father wasn't able to save your dad, up against all that evidence? My father believed in your dad's innocence, Brian, and he tried his best to save him. And because of that, you put me through this shit? That's fucked up and you know it, Brian. Whoa, Mouse. You're right to be angry, but take a moment to calm down. Where do you get off trying to tell her to calm down? If anything, she should be more mad. God knows I am. After all, there's no goddamn reason I should be here. I ain't got the faintest idea what connects me to all this. Really? Are you sure about that? What are you saying? You calling me a liar? No, not at all. I'm just saying I would think you have some connection to the case. After all, I'm looking around and most of these people do. So think hard. Are you sure you're not involved in all this? Of course I'm not. Bizarre. Hey, it's also weird that I'm here. I mean, what did I do to deserve this? The articles I put out weren't unfair or anything, and a bunch of people reported on it all. From there, people began discussing their connections to the case. It did seem like almost everyone had some reason for being here, even if many of those reasons seemed incredibly tenuous. So then why was Dragon here? Regardless, the group couldn't focus on that. There were more important matters. We needed to deal with the stupid game that Brian had set up. There had to be some way of getting through it as a group. A couple of ideas were thrown around until an idea was formed. Look, let's just try the simplest solution. The simplest solution was that. Talking about the minor trinkets. I get it. You do? There are 12 minor trinkets and their movement is equal to the number of people using them. If we're able to find all 12, we'll be able to cross the finish line as a group in 2 rounds. Oh, that's a good idea, horse. If we just do that, we'll be fine. So we can get out of this alive then? Hey, have any of you seen a knife like this before? Out of the blue, Dog pulled out a knife in front of everyone. What the hell? Why do you have something like this? As he held it out, it looked like he was scanning everyone's expressions. What the hell? Why do you have that? I keep it on my person at all times. I checked my boot and I found I still had it on me. Smart. I have to say, it's a real swanky knife. Ooh, can I play with it? No. Please. I already said no. Pretty please. Well, when you put it like that, fine. Really? Of course not. Rooster pouted and turned to Monkey. Dog's mean. I'm aware. Dumb as it seemed, Rooster did have a point. The knife was gold, and it had many intricate engravings on it. It seemed pricey. Is there a point in this line of questioning? Not particularly. Just thought it'd be weird if anyone did have a knife like this. Especially since there's only 2 of these out there. If that's the case, why did you think one of us would have one? I don't know. Although I do want one now. You think it's cool already? Check out this. Dog pressed a little button on the knife, and at the base of the knife fell down, revealing a little compartment. In said compartment there appeared to be some small metal capsule. A little hidey hole. He said this with enthusiasm, but again it looked like Dog was more concerned with everyone's expressions than anything else. That's sick. Right? So how much would you be willing to pay for it? Paying's boring. I'll bet you something for it. It doesn't seem very fair. What would you be betting? I don't know, an Olympic medal maybe? You'd be willing to part with that? I thought you said you didn't actually place in the Olympics. Oh, you don't have to place to get a medal. Huh? Yeah, they hand out commemorative medals to everyone who participates now. What is happening to the world? Can everyone settle down? We've gotten wildly off topic. Did you all forget we're in a life and death situation? Anyway, like Horse pointed out, with the trinkets, it would only take 2 rounds to finish the race. With plenty of time to search, and this school isn't that large. Let's try to find all the minor trinkets. Sounds good. Then, should we start our search? Actually, we should input a move. After all this talking, round 1's almost over. I looked over to a nearby clock and found that Bunny was absolutely right. Bunny's right. Let's split up and input our actions. After that, we can reconvene and start our search. With a game plan, everyone split up and input their moves. We came back and watched the display on the screen track our progress. Then we began discussing how we'd split up to look for the trinkets. I was listening to the group when I heard something. I was thinking about checking the training room. I saw it beforehand and I think there might be a trinket. A training room? By the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, I think he's got it. A trinket's definitely hidden there. A shame I'm already accounted for in another group. Believe me, it's no shame at all. I don't want you to come with me. And would you quit snapping your fingers like that? You don't possess the rhythm for it to be cool. Actually, could I join you, Horse? I don't know why, but when I heard about the training room, something clicked in my brain. I felt like it was definitely the right choice to make. Because we need getting the right trinkets to get the right ending. So I decided to go with Horse. Sheep also tagged along, and sure enough, we were able to find something. It turned out to be a major trinket that didn't seem that particularly useful. After that, we reconvened in the cafeteria at the end of the round. Then we discussed where else to look. When Bunny and Monkey discussed searching the 3rd floor, I got a similar good feeling about it. So I ended up exploring a forum with Dog and Bunny and eventually found a major trinket that could act like a minor trinket. Score! However, at the end of the 3rd round, we were presented with more of a problem. The Jade Emperor came on the screen and introduced a bullshit new rule that affected the person with the accomplished personality, as well as the one with the weak personality. It set them up to have motives completely incompatible with the group. For a while, everyone was panicking, thinking that at least 2 people would have to die. However, I realized that if we combined the 2 major trinkets that I previously found, we'd be able to save those affected by the twist. After proposing the idea to the group, everyone rejoiced, sure that I'd solved Brian's puzzle. I'm not going to lie, hearing all that praise made me feel pretty good. But there were more important issues to attend to. We couldn't feel safe until we were out of the building. Ox and Sheep admitted to having the aforementioned personalities, and using the trinkets we were able to save them. With that matter settled, we could once again focus on searching for the minor trinkets. It took some doing, but before long we collected 11. Combining that with my ability, we'd be able to escape in 2 rounds. The first round of using the trinkets went off without a hitch. However, as I entered the room to input my actions the second time, the speakers kicked on.
Well, are you happy, Mouse? Happy that you were able to band together to finish things without any casualties?
I imagine you aren't.
You think so little of me. Mouse, you must understand, this too was an outcome I intended to be possible. Granted, I didn't think it likely, still, it was always on the table. If you were all truly innocent of heart, you wouldn't easily be swayed by my words. You'd be calm, rational, work as a group, and evade the trap set for you.
The Jade Emperor talked a big game, but his annoyed tapping on a nearby table belied his anger. And we did just that. Doesn't that prove you wrong? Proved it to you that going through all this trouble was for nothing?
Perhaps. However, I wonder how many times you'd have to fail before you could get a success like this.
Had to fail? The hell does that mean?
Had this outcome been the result of a cosmic dice roll, I was just wondering how many times God would have to roll these dice to see something like this. I'd imagine quite a few times. I imagine more often than not, your sin would doom you.
Sounds like a lot of bullshit coming from a sore loser. I don't know how little you think of us, but I know for sure that no matter how many times you put us through this, we'll always band together.
If you say so.
You can only act smug for so long, Brian. Soon enough, we're going to be out of this place and you're going to jail for a long time.
Indeed, I imagine the police won't look too favourably on all of this.
My only regret is that I won't be able to land a punch on your face myself.
You know, if you really want to, I'll let you.
What do you mean?
Outside the school, there's a football field. There's a small building right beside the fence surrounding that field. I've been using that as my base of operations. So if you want to come find me and get justice for yourself, that's where I'll be.
And you're telling me this because...
Think of it as a reward for a perfect victory. You can punch me in your father's absence, although I doubt he'd say that was the correct form of justice. Still, it'd be a shame if you never got a chance to take vengeance for yourself before the police arrive.
Being able to see this arsehole face to face? Like before, something felt right about the suggestion. You know what? I think I'll just do that. I'm gonna knock you flat on your ass when this is all over.
I look forward to it.
And just like that, the speaker went dead. Don't do it. Feeling oddly good about the encounter, I exited the room. Soon after that, I saw Dragon angrily dragging Snake down the hallway. As I wondered what that might be about, I noticed Dog also following after them. Okay, that's different. But before I could think too much about it, Bunny called out, Everybody, gather around right now. Let's all get together." In an instant, he got attention of the crowd. Before I knew it, people off on their own, or even in separate classrooms, were standing in a group in the cafeteria. Everyone was gathered except Dragon, Snake, and Dog. Alright, we hear you. Let me guess, you want to make a big old heroic speech about how we did it and we worked together. That's not exact. Well, guess what, fucko? You don't get to make that speech. I do. Now, I know some of you may be wondering if I have the credentials to handle such a task. I assure you we're not. Well, it turns out I've made such a speech in a number of my films. A number of films I shall now completely list off in order of release date, accompanied with a brief summary of the flick, as well as a quote from both the coolest and dumbest review of said film. Ooh, start with the dumbest. To begin, I think everyone is willing to cede the floor to you on this one. Why, thank you, Monkey. I'm glad I've inspired so much faith in you. Gosh, to think I wouldn't even need to list my bona fides. Well, it brings it to... Just get on with it. Wow, even Sheep's beginning to heckle. Get on with what? The speech. The speech? Right here, right now? You wanted to give it, didn't you? You just stole the job from Bunny. I wasn't even going to make a speech. Alright, if you insist, Pig. Gosh, and I didn't even prepare anything. So I guess I'll freestyle. Right, okay. Here we go. Speech time.
Round 9 has ended.
Thank God.
Now, let us see how the race has progressed.
Come on, just everybody do it. Yes, Dragon. Snake did it too. Come on, Dog. We just need Dog to do it and we're good. Oh wait, Dog's already done it. Fucking hell, it worked out. What the hell? Oh no, there's Dog.
The finish line has been crossed. The winners are Mouse, Ox, Tiger, Bunny, Snake, Dragon, Horse, Sheep, Monkey, Rooster, Dog, and Pig. Congratulations. Anyone who has not won has lost. Prepare for execution.
Those ending line hardly seemed apt. After all, we'd all made it through just fine. I heard the click of my necklace coming undone. We did it. Yeah, we did it.